Hey everybody, welcome back to Double D Vintage Baseball Cards. My name is Dylan. I'm going to share with you guys tonight an entire row on my wall. And the row is my Bowman Run from 1948 to, how far did I go? 1955 Bowman, and one other card that's on the wall that is an ultra or a modern card. So it's one card from every year, and it's the row that you guys always see in my videos that's either behind me or side or wherever. It's always up because I have a complete what do we call that, type collection, so I'm going to share that type collection. First, I want to give a shout out to Greg Miller. I was on his channel and with Joe Pro, and it was so much fun. We talked for like 2.5 hours, it felt like. I think that's how long it was. It felt like 5 minutes. You guys know I love to talk about collecting. I get real passionate. I get real, I get in the woods. I get deep in there, and I had so much fun. And thank you guys all for watching that too, and all the comments. I try to comment back on everybody who left a comment. Appreciate it so much. I want to give a shout out to Justin at 3 Good Nerds. He's doing a VR, and I'm going to share part of my VR with you guys up close and just touch on it for a little bit. But I was going to do an entire production just around Justin and his VR, but I'm going to make it shorter. But I just wanted to give a shout out to Justin. He always comes over my channel. He sent me the sickest gifts back in the day with packs and stickers. I have one of his stickers on my safe. So Justin, I'm going to share an item from my... It's not my collection. It's not a baseball card, but it has meaning. It's an item that I will keep forever, and it's on display on my wall, but it's a rock. I have it pinned in a bag. I pulled it out, and I'm going to talk about it, and it means a great deal to me. So shout out to Justin. Check out Justin's channel, 3 Good Nerds, and his family's on there every once in a while now. I love watching his enthusiasm for cards, and he has a real deep love for them. So I wanted to give him some love. Thank you, Justin. Check out all these channels I mentioned in the description. You can click on them. So without further ado, I'm going to share my little mini type collection I have that's on my wall. I have other cards from this set, but every card is mostly going to be about the player tonight, because that's kind of why I put them all up there. All the players I know, like their history. So we'll dive into that a little bit, along with some will just be about the cards as well. So let's go. I'm going to hit the pause button this time and do it right. Hopefully. There's that. Yes, I did it. And I wasn't sure which button to touch. But we are up and running again. I don't have to edit. I'm going to show you the boxes that I made. I showed those in a post, and I put some of them up here. And I don't have the exact cards like these I just put in there because I don't have the cards I want to put in there yet. The collections that I'm putting in there. But you can see my Jackie collection right here. These are my Jackie cards, half the box, and the other half is, the other ones are going to be pushed out. But when you flip these around, there's glass on both sides. I got my one-touch collection. My friend Paul Korea right there. He used to surf with him every day for years. I've got my 2B graded, and these are actually graded, the ones in the front, to upgrade into my Double D slabs. And I got some packs here. So I had a blast building those boxes. So yeah, here we go. Let's look at some baseball cards. My favorite part. I love diving into these little gems, like up close. Okay, here we go. All right, first card, 1948 Bowman. My absolute least favorite set, maybe of all time. Obviously, I'm talking about vintage here, and like the standard sets, because all time's a strong word. I know a lot of guys love this set. I just don't, it doesn't have that vibrant black and white. It just doesn't do it for my eye. But regardless, I needed an example for my run and my collection. I bought this just in the beginning of going for centered cards. And this is Ralph Kiner's rookie card. An awesome card. Like, it's a sick card. This guy, if this guy came into the league today, his cards would be through the roof. I believe it was 7 years in a row that he was the home run champion, hitting like 40, whatever, 50 home runs a year. 7 years in a row. It's unbelievable record that he got. When I bought this card, I was on a full centering kick, and I thought this thing was dead centered. And now I look at it, it is not dead centered. It is thicker here and thicker here, but it presents perfectly fine for my collection. I did not sell it. I'm keeping it. It's not an expensive card at all. This thing was very inexpensive. And I love the image. The guy back here always trips me out. Like, they left that guy up in that corner of the card, which I just think it's so cool. I really, really think that's really cool. So Ralph Kiner represents 1948 Bowman for me. I think it's, there's the Yogi rookie, Warren Spahn rookie. I'll never have either of those cards. I mean, never say never, but they are definitely not on my list of favorite cards or must-have cards. But other friends I know absolutely love this set. Dan, Lou Rock, Mitchell, like, I know you guys love this set. And that's awesome. I mean, we can't all love the same set. All right, 1949 Bowman, my representation, I have actually, I take that back. I have three cards from 49 Bowman, but this is the one that's on my wall. None other than one of the greatest Yankees of all time, Yogi Berra, which I think is just an absolute beautiful card. The card itself, not the example I'm holding, and yes, that's beautiful too, but this image of Yogi, the colors in the background, it's just one of those magical cards. Yogi's got like 14 rings, World Series rings. He barely struck out. He is no doubt one of the greatest. I put him on the top 5 in my brain at the moment, Yankees of all time. The only problem is that he did play for the Mets for a little bit. One season, I believe. He was also the manager. So that does take a little bit away from the luster of Yogi and the Yankees. Just like, you could say that. You could kind of say that about Babe Ruth, but not really, because he basically ended his career. He ended his career with the Yankees, played for the Yankees for, basically his entire career except the beginning. So I think when you switch at the end, it does more damage than good. But Babe Ruth, always, Yankee legend, just like Yogi. Me talking out of my butt, right? Talking about how Babe Ruth isn't an all-time Yankee, but dude, freaking Yogi, his Yogi-isms. Love this card. I love looking at this card on my wall. Absolute gorgeous baseball card. Great example as well. I love it. Looks like a handsome fella right there. I know John 3D80's kids makes fun of Yogi's looks. And, Yogi scored a very beautiful girl when they got married. And that goes to show what a great human he was, in my opinion. His personality, his likability pulled in the babes. What's not to love, right? All right, 1949 Bowman checked off the list. Next one on order is another great in my mind. Any book I've read about the Yankees, about the Dodgers, this guy always comes up. Leo Durocher, 1950 Bowman. And here he is wearing New York right across his chest. Leo is one of those guys that you just absolutely need to know about if you want to hear about the history of this sport, baseball. He was a great defender of Jackie Robinson. When Jackie first got on the team, there was like some uproar by some of the players, and Leo put a monster stop to it with a great speech to all the players. Basically told them something like, if you don't want to play, we'll trade you. If you don't want to make money, because Jackie Robinson was an incredible player. He knew he would be, and he was going to help the team. He said, we'll trade you. Tell me who you are. Put his foot down. So he's forever linked to Jackie Robinson, obviously, because he was his manager as well. Leo actually got kicked out of being manager. He got suspended. I forget what for, but in 1947, which is crazy. So he actually missed, I believe he missed Jackie Robinson's very first year playing professionally as a manager, which is nuts. But he went on to manage him many more seasons, and Leo Durocher has to be on the list of memorable characters in Major League Baseball. And he played with Lou Gehrig, side by side, Lou Gehrig and Babe Ruth. I mean, that alone is incredible. You played with Lou Gehrig and Babe Ruth? Like, bonkers. 1922 or something. 22, 27? I don't know. One of those years. Just freaking sick. So, Leo, I'm stoked to look at you every day on my wall. Beautiful example. I bought this ungraded. I don't know when, but it was in my first SGC graded reveal ever. I sent that card in to get graded. I just said, you know what? It's going to look better all slabbed up. And you know what? Sure enough, it does. All right, next player. Another one that you have to know if you want to know the history of baseball. If you want a complete collection to learn about the history of Major League Baseball, this is a guy you need. And I think might even be his only card. It's definitely the most important card. Dan Bankhead of the Dodgers, 1951 Bowman, rookie card. When Dan Bankhead was the very first African-American Major League Baseball pitcher ever. Poor Dan was so scared to hit any white players that he just had major control issues and never became a great Major League pitcher, although he was a great Negro League pitcher. So, sad story, but also incredible to have an example of this card in your collection as someone like me who loves the history of baseball. I don't talk about it a lot because I'm always scared to say the wrong things, like, what year did Dan Bankhead become this? I don't know all these facts off the top of my head, but I know the history in my head. I know the history of Dan Bankhead. I've known it for a long time. He's been in many books over the years I've read about the Dodgers, way long before YouTube. And it's a guy you just have to have. And this is one that I had ungraded as well. So, and this thing came back a 6. I had 2 copies of this. Both were ungraded at one time, and I sent both of them in at one time. And I sent my other copy, which honestly, I think it's better looking than this one, to John 3D 80s Kid. It was a lower grade, and it was such a lower grade. It was like I feel like it was a 3 or something. But it's actually better centered, and the image is stunning. I kept this one literally because, eat my words, I kept it because it was a 6. If the other one was like a 5, I would have kept it all day long. But just for money's sakes, I kept this one because it's still beautiful. It's just not dead center, but it's a freaking stunning card. But I think the one I gave to John 380's Kid actually looks better. But yeah, here we go. So me eating my own words, right? I kept the higher number, but it was close. It was close on looks. But man, what an incredible piece of history to hold in my hand and have on my wall. It's awesome. I love it. So another great run to, another perfect card to have in my type collecting brain. All these cards have a little story to them. They all a history of baseball. And this one is no exception. Another Brooklyn Dodgers player, one of the greats, first baseman Gil Hodges. This card I've had forever, probably over 20 years. That is the 1952 Bowman Gil Hodges. An incredible baseball card in any grade. I don't care. This card, the image on this card, the player on this card is outstanding. Poor Gil Hodges died playing golf at a very young age. I think he was in his 40s. An insane baseball player at that. And he made the Hall of Fame off of his playing. Not being a manager for 1 year. I believe he led the Miracle Mets to the greatest, one of the greatest World Series wins of all time. Man, I love Gil Hodges. I always have had a soft spot in my collection for Gil Hodges. If you watch my very first videos, way back, I used to show Gil Hodges cards a lot. I sold a lot of them because they were so far off center from my eye, and I haven't re-scooped them up. I probably have 4 or 5 Gil Hodges cards still in my collection. And this one is never leaving. It's just one of those like BVG 7s that is well deserving and would probably receive that in any grading company. It's absolutely packed fresh. It even has like some of that hair that shoots off the corners, when it's that fresh. I think they marked a big portion off because of the wax stain, but PSA, I don't even think they mark off for wax stains. I could be wrong on the back because some of these came 1 per pack. But Gil Hodges must be in your collection if you're collecting for the history of baseball. First baseman, first base power hitter, and Gold Glover. The guy was a monster at first base. Sucked them all up like a vacuum. All right, next card in my Bowman type collecting collection is none other than Stan the Man Musial. Shout out to everybody who loves 1953 Bowman. Now, 1953 Bowman is not my favorite set. Not even close. But I do love certain cards from the set. And I, in particular, have always loved this card. And I've had this card for quite some time. I bought 2 when I bought this because I didn't know which one I wanted to buy. And I kept the better looking copy. And Stan Musial's image. This is my favorite card of Stan Musial's, hands down. And he has quite a few epic cards. Some not so great ones, but some epic cards. This one to me checks all the boxes. And when I was a kid, the reason I really didn't care for this set is because when this came out, they came out in 1989. They had the special Bowman oversized set. I believe it was 89. Came out. And I like nameplates. I love it to say the name. So when I was a kid, I knew who Stan Musial was. I would have recognized his card from anywhere. I knew the Mickey Mantle card. But the rest of the cards from the set, as a kid, when I came across them, I didn't know who they were. Because the names were on them. Just like these 2 Bowman cards as well. That's why I probably don't care as and 48. Some in 48 and some in 49. I believe some in 50 as well have some of the nameplates, but not all the cards. But this set, 1953 Bowman Color, has no nameplates. Obviously, as an adult, I can get past that. There's also no logos on, I don't think, any Bowman cards. Now that I think about it, none of them. Not a one. And that's a big thing for me. I love the logos that Topps puts on, but, with the team name. But regardless, all that crap talking about this set, it's more not crap talking, it's more me talking my collector's brain when I look at sets and how I go about why I love Topps so much. But this is a card that just has to be in your collection, especially if you're a Stan Musial collector. And for me, Bowman, I need a card from this set in my collection. And I want the Mickey Mantle, 100% will have it one day. It's on my top 55 cards before I die list. I want the triple with Mantle, Berra, and Bauer. I would love to have Eddie Matthews card, Warren Spahns, and there's a few others that I'd love to have. But this holds a place for now. And this Stan Musial card is glorious too. Like, freaking what is going on here? Another one, just magnificent example. Ultra 10-time Cherry Award for that guy right there. Look at the lineup right there. All right, I got two more vintage Bowman cards. This next one, dude, the next one's going to take me an hour just to get through. Oh my gosh. Mickey Mantle. How can I not have a Mickey Mantle card in this Bowman run? Holy crap. And every day I could look at this card and say, that's the best Mickey Mantle card ever. The color on it, the vintage vibe, the facsimile autograph in the green box, the sky back here, his smile, the young, vibrant Mickey Mantle. Hard to believe he was probably drinking strong at this point because he just looks so healthy and ready to rock and roll. And this card is just it's a stunner example as well. Every time I look at this, I go, that's the best Mickey Mantle card in the world. It truly is. Would I buy this today? No, I'd look for a better centered copy of this card. Will I sell this? No. If I come across a better one, will I replace this? No. This is the final destination right here. This is the final pit stop. I'll never buy another one of these. I'm really content with this example. It's a stunning example. There's not any real flaws in this one except for you got some little softy corners. There's no creases or wrinkles in this thing. The image is flawless. Let's see if we can get it up close. Nice and slow. Look at that smile on him. So funny. I can't tell when this thing's freaking focused or not anymore. It's so hard. I was at the DMV today getting a license renewal. I do an eye exam. Holy smokes. I only had to read the top line, and with both eyes open, I thought I did a good job. Okay, I nailed that. And then they made me do my right eye. I couldn't see crap. Literally, I guessed. I mean, I got 5 wrong, I think, out of 8. I was like, did I pass? She's like, yes. And I'm like, how many did you get right with the right eye? And she's like, you got 5 wrong. And I was like, wow, I could have done better guessing. So as I film through my videos, my eyes get worse as the video goes along. So I really can't tell sometimes if these cards are focused, which is a bummer. Even with my glasses on, it's like eye fatigue. I guess that's what I'm going to call it. It's eye fatigue. But man, Mickey Mantle had to make a showing. So glad he did. Next up, this is about the player too. Don Nukem. I've always had a soft spot for Don Nukem. And this one right here is freaking classic. It's a lot about the card because the card itself is a story. I bought this card ungraded from a buddy of mine over here probably 7 years ago. And he had this card and I just like, that thing is sharp. It looked like an 8. I literally, when I sent this in to SGC to get graded, I thought it was going to come back as 7 or an 8. I thought the thing was like tits, like sharp everything. like one of those pack fresh cards. I thought for sure this thing was going to come back a 7. Because when I sent this away, I sent this away by itself. No other 55 Bowmans at the time. And I have hundreds of 55 Bowmans, or at least 100 and something. I sent this thing away, and it came back a 4. I was like, no way, I'm never sending another 55 Bowman away again. I think they messed up. I still, to this day, I don't understand it. It's pack fresh. It's bonkers example. It's really nice. It's not dead centered. I understand that. But it's glorious. And Don Nukem, man, that guy's a legendary Dodgers pitcher. I love this card. And like I said, I have this infatuation with Don Nukem. Always did. So I have quite a few of his cards. And this card, I ended up later sending a bunch more to PSA that I thought were 8 OCs and I thought were sharp like this. And they all came back what I thought. 7s and 8 OCs they came back at. Some 54s I sent as well. So it was kind of nice to be like, oh, okay, so I wasn't crazy. I think they just graded this wrong. Simply put, now, I think they graded it wrong. Maybe not a 7 with that, maybe not an 8, but still, I looked through this with a magnifying glass. The corners are sharp. Oh, but yeah, what a sick card. An incredible set design. I think Bowman knocked it out of the park. I would say this is probably my favorite Bowman design, period. The TV from 1955. What's not to love about it? So there we go. Put him right there. I don't know if Don Nukem is in the Hall of Fame. Someone can answer that for you if that's something you want to know. I was never a Hall of Fame guy before YouTube. I didn't even know who was in the Hall of Fame. Never looked up one time in my entire life who's in the Hall of Fame. Never looked, never cared. It was never a thing. I know more now. I do look at the list sometimes because YouTube kind of got me sucked on that trail. A lot of guys collect cards off of the Hall of Fame. It's just never been a thing. I either love the guy and I collected them. I didn't collect them. That's it. All right, last card in my type collecting Bowman collection is a Bowman Chrome card. Now, I'm collecting every Bowman, one card from every single Bowman Chrome year, and I want a sick card from it. Well, this one's extra special. It's a Super Refractor autograph 1 of 1 from 2007. Young Il Ung, I want to say his name. And it's an Angels player, but the most important thing about this card is that my best friend, Danny, pulled this when we were buying cases of these cards back then. Just going absolutely bonkers buying Bowman Chrome. It's the first, 2006 might have been the first year we started really buying Bowman Chrome cards. And he pulled this Super Refractor. It's the only Super Refractor that we pulled from Bowman Chrome during that time. But that tells you, it tells you one thing. When you pull a Bowman Chrome Super Refractor autograph, either you're the luckiest human being in the world, because these things are the $1 million cards if you get the right player. Even then, these were $100,000, you get the right player. $50,000, you get the right player. Well, this frickin' bad boy was not the right player. But that tells you how many boxes we were buying. And we were buying cases, like so many boxes. Only Super Refractory pulled. But this guy had a chance. He ended up getting hurt, my buddy Danny said. And this is his card, but he gave it to me to keep it in my museum. It's always forever his card, but I'm watching over it because it means so much to me, and he just had it in a box, and he brought it over when he came and visited and gave it to me. So technically it's my card and his card at the same time. This will never ever leave. This is a grail card. This is a grave card. This is a death card. He almost sold it a few times because guys collect Bowman Chrome Super Refractors, and I told him if he was ever going to sell it, let me buy it from you. Well, he brought it over one day as a gift. He gave it to me, but I also, he has full ownership as well. But that is on my wall, always displayed, always meaningful. And that's it. That's what I got for you guys today. Absolutely so fantastic when I get to share cards up close and talk about my collection with you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Me and my spewing of nonsense out of my mouth when I share my collection and share my baseball cards. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys get inspired out there, not only by me, but by everyone in this community. And hope you guys aren't influenced by any of us, especially me when I share dumb things that come out of my mouth and out of my brain. Okay, thanks for watching. Shaka! Kawabanga!